So I'm Patrick O'Rourke from MobileSyrup, and today we're taking a look at Samsung's Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus.
The S9 is Samsung's iPhone 8. Here's why. The phone is an all-around great package. The S9 and S9 Plus are sleek-looking, powerful, and in many ways the epitome of Android, surpassing even Google's own beleaguered Pixel 2 XL in a number of ways. Unfortunately though, the S9 and S9 Plus look and feel nearly identical to last year's superb S8 and S8 Plus. But given how great that smartphone was, it's difficult to fault Samsung for staying the course with its latest flagship smartphone. So let's get into it. First, Samsung has shifted the fingerprint sensor to sit below the S9's camera instead of beside it, making it much easier to reach. The phone is also millimeters taller and slightly heavier than the S8, though these are changes most people probably won't even notice. There are also a few hardware upgrades too. 6 gigs of RAM in the S9 Plus and Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 845 processor, which is a 30% speed increase over last year's 835. With the S9 and the S9 Plus, most of what's new is either software related or additions to the S series' already top tier camera package. On the camera side of things is where the S9 gets a little more interesting. The phone features a variable aperture that can jump between f1.5 and f2.4 under different lighting conditions in auto mode as well as manual. In my experience, this resulted in improved low light performance and also less blown out highlights under bright conditions. I was hoping that the variable aperture would also allow for a mechanical depth of field type effect, but that isn't the case. It's kind of there, but barely noticeable really. Just to be clear, the S9 can't switch to apertures between f1.5 and f2.4 like a standard DSLR would typically be capable of doing. The camera can also focus more quickly thanks to Samsung upgrading the phone to what it's calling second generation dual pixel autofocus. The S9 Plus features dual rear 12 megapixel shooters too, allowing for 2x zoom and live focus, two features borrowed from the Note 8. Overall, the S9 and even more so the S9 Plus offer one of the most complete smartphone photography packages out there. That heavily processed image feeling the Samsung S series smartphones have become known for since probably the S7 is still around though. So if true to life photos are what you're after, the Pixel 2 XL is probably a better option. Then there's the AR Emoji, Samsung's take on Apple's Emoji. A quick 20-second scan creates a cartoony version of yourself that can then be sent in messages and snapped in photos. Sometimes AR Emoji glitch out a bit, and in certain situations my real-world facial expressions were tracked inaccurately, or just not at all. Samsung's other augmented reality creations though, like the amazing box dog or the pink cat, are fun and hilarious despite their shortcomings. In the end, AR Emoji, well, they really just aren't that great, though they can still be fun sometimes under certain circumstances. If you were hoping the underlying tech powering AR Emoji would rival Apple's Animoji though, then you're definitely going to be disappointed, so set your expectations appropriately. Super slow-mo 960 frames per second video is also great, but only when it works. In my experience, auto mode is often finicky, leading to unnecessary frustration. While manual mode works better, it also takes really precise timing. With this in mind, when you finally do nail a slow-mo shot, the resulting video is awesome, making even the most pedestrian things look pretty cool. Other features like Intelligent Scan, which uses facial recognition first, then iris scanning, and if neither work, a combination of the two, are great. Intelligent scanning works almost always, though it's inherently just less secure than Apple's Face ID. The Samsung experience running on Android 8.0 is also just as smooth as ever, though the South Korean company's bloatware still fills the device for whatever reason. In the end, the S9 and the S9 Plus are great smartphones, embodying the pinnacle of what Android is capable of being. That said, they also aren't particularly exciting or as interesting as a jump from the S6 to the S7 or even from the S7 to the S8. This means that if you already have an S8, cool new photography features and glitchy yet still sometimes entertaining AR Emoji might not be enough to make you consider upgrading. If you're still using an older S series or other Android device though, then an upgrade could be a little more worthwhile.
So that's it. That's my review of the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. It's kind of Samsung's iPhone 8 or iPhone 8 Plus. It's a great phone, but it's very much an iterative update. This isn't a huge leap forward like some people were expecting. So thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to check out my full review on MobileSyrup.com, like this video, and also subscribe to our channel.